Why don't you try and stick to conventional therapy? Try and be normal.
You're not gonna start jimmying me?
Sorry, jimmying you?
You know, that weird therapy you do outside of the office that Paul hates?
Jimmying, though, huh?
Dear God.
I like that.
And that's our time.
It's just that it sounds like a movement or...
The sky is blue, I've finally been dreaming of this.
Hi, Luke. My name is Ruben Peralta from Coca-Cola. How are you?
I'm doing great. How you doing today?
Doing great, man. I really like Sean because I feel that I know so many people like Sean in my real life. Like they try to, with the post stress and everything from being a military. I wonder what kind of research you had to do to become Sean? Because I think, and if Sean stays with you after you finish, shooting or filming a whole season.
So for me, I really try to make sure my trailer's kind of a transition area. I don't like to bring nothing home. I'm also just not that kind of actor. I have so much respect for the people who gotta, stay in character and all that. That's not me. I never view myself as talented enough to ask people on set to address me as my character name. That's not what's gonna happen with me. Between action and cut, that's when I'm somebody else, But in terms of getting it into his mentality, the research for me, we have the internet. It's a different age. I felt it would be very irresponsible for me not to figure out what people are saying. And I go on internet, I go on forums, I check Reddit, I check anywhere where people have a community where they're discussing what life is like when they return from being overseas. And I also understand that I have to take everything with a grain of salt, and Sean is a fictional character, but he's in real situations. And I care very deeply about portraying somebody who served in the armed services. So for me, I read the stories, I check the points of view, and then I just say the words. So I don't necessarily try to force anything that I read, but I make sure that the context is available to me when it's time for me to speak Sean's words.
Well, also the beautiful thing about the show is that it has a grain of comedy. I really like the really borderline between comedy and this dramatic, because Sean had to deal with anger and so many connecting people in his real life, but also the comedy side. And I wonder, how was that conversation, not just with the writers, also with the crew, to have that balance with you guys? Because there's a fine line between what's going on in real life and then how it's told in the show.
So for me, my preparation remains the same, whether it's funny or dramatic. For the other performers, when they get involved, man, for me, I'm just trying to keep it together. These are professional, funny people. So I'm trying to lock in at a new level to make sure I am committed to not breaking and messing up a take. And the words, they just be funny on the page, and then they start flying out of people's mouths, and I'm laughing even harder. So it's kind of effortless in that the whole system is designed for us to succeed. So long as I play my part and be responsible, it will all fall into place. So I don't have to flip a switch going, here's where I need to make people laugh. It's all in the script and it's all in the room by the time they call action.
I always think that series like Shrinking, sometimes we need like a relief of everything that's happening outside. And what I love about your character is bring energy. It's bring a different energy, not just to Jason Segel's characters, but to the whole series. And I wonder, how was that conversation to create a shift? Because also your character, like what I love the show, it's like everyone, we can identify in any character. Anyone who's alive can identify with any character. And I heard people identify with yours, with fear of commitment and everything. And I wonder, how was that conversation to create your character and to bring a different energy?
Great question. So much of the writing on the show is, I find, to be so smart, so good, and so clear that I rarely ever have any questions. It's right there on the page. I see a problem. I see the way that he tries to navigate a problem. I see the solution, and it's. I won't say it's easy to act, but it's easy to interpret. And that the show is I mean, I think your point about people relating to all the characters, mine included, is a testament to the writing, but also a testament to the subject, which is mental health. We're all dealing with mental health. This is something that nobody escapes. Just like physical health, we all have to deal with it, and that this show, every episode, tackles some new or existing mental health issue with these characters, makes it so relatable. And so we do, we spend time on set talking about it, but mostly it's in the text, it's in the writing. The work is done, and it's our job to sort of be the vessel to bring it to you.
Well, because the show is like life. It has comedy, it has drama, it has everything.
Right.
And I think the balance, it's also like you say in the writing. What people can expect now in second season, because first one we see a lot of comedy and people how to navigate through grief and connecting relationships. Now, what do you think that people will enjoy the most in second season?
Season 2 is about forgiveness at its core, and I think there are a lot of characters that you discover what it is in season 1 that makes them tick, and that keeps them off balance or keeps them on balance. And in season 2, you get to see the ways that they keep those issues in check, stay healthy, and then specifically forgive each other and mostly themselves. So my character, Brian, starts with what he sees as a betrayal. He doesn't know, he finds out third hand that Jimmy is sleeping with Gabby. His two good friends are sleeping together. He thinks he's Jimmy's best friend. How did he find this out? On accident, almost. And he's very angry about that. And it comes out in a funny way. I mean, that's, as you say, that's what I think the secret sauce of this show is we're dealing with tough stuff. We're dealing with betrayal, tragedy, death, illness, physical impairments, and we deal with them in a funny way. And I think that that's something that people can relate to and appreciate as they watch the show, because humor is a great medicine.